And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win, the week of Who Would Wins. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from King Kong. So, he asked the question, who would in the fight, Dialga or, I believe the guy's name is Seth or Seath the Scaleless from Dark Souls 2, I believe this is. At the very minimum, it's the Dark Souls universe. So I've got his abilities up here, so I can know what he so I know what he does actually. But I mean, Dialga is one of the legendary Pokemon of Gen 4, the Sinnoh 4th Gen 1 games. He is in the game there were two. There was Palkia and Dialga. Palkia controls space and like a kind of a deity of space to some degree. Dialga is the deity of time in most regards. So he has some time manipulation powers. He exists outside of our normal universe. His main attack is called Roar of Time, which is basically must break the space-time continuum at some point. He does have some time manipulation powers. It can pause, slow down, speed up kind of stuff. Nothing serious, though. Unlike something like Celebi, who can travel through time, I don't believe he kind of exists outside of it. In terms of power, I mean, when going up against a non-Pokemon, a Pokemon's power stats are not really much to go over. I mean, let's see here. Cerebi. Let's get Dialga. I mean, I'll get Dialga's stats up pretty for right now, just so we can have an understanding of on the level of power he does have. It'll give us a relative idea of how tough he actually is. So let's see here. Dialga. All right. So I mean, Dialga, in terms of what he excels at more than anything for his physicality, his weakest trait is actually his speed. All of his other attacks, all of his other stats are pretty okay. His best stats are his attack, special attack, and his defense. Normal attack is his physical moves. Special attack is his non-physical moves. For instance, he has a move called Dragon's Breath, which releases a blast of energy that can paralyze individuals. That would be a specialized move. Whereas something like Metal Claw is a physical attack, because he makes his claws metal. He's also a dragon and a steel type Pokemon, so he's got the benefits of both, which means he's got some weakness to fire. Excuse me. A little weakness to fighting, but the dragon kind of counteracts that, along with the steel kind of counteracting the ice weakness of dragon, and the fairy weakness of dragon as well. Though that weakness isn't going to play a factor in this. Now, and I'm probably going to keep mispronouncing his first name. I'm going to go with Seath. Let's go with Seath. Seath the Scaleless is an albino dragon without scales, granted the title of Duke by some guy named Lord Gwyn for his assistance in defeating the everlasting dragons and give him a fragment of a Lord Soul. Seath was driven insane by his research, which revealed that it was scales that made dragons immortal. Ironically, he is now an immortal himself, specifically undead, by means of his research into the primordial crystal which stole from dragons he defected from. His servants, the channelers, assist him in researching kidnapping undead to experiment upon. The Bisaka, whatever that is a result of one of those experiments. He can create life from scratch using sorcery, resulting in moonlight butterflies. He is the arena boss of the Duke Archives in Crystal Cave. That doesn't matter. What he drops doesn't matter. Although the item description notes that Seath is blind, avoiding making noise using slumbering, so causing hush has no effect during the boss. Seath simply attacks where you last attacked. So basically, apparently, he's possibly blind, but that shouldn't matter that much. Let's see here. Bug notes. During the first time you fight him, there's a rare bug where the boss fight doesn't start. Okay. The Seath doesn't attack bug can be okay. That just okay. Attacks. Pause and unleashes a breath attack right around his torso, which is weird. The breath attack carries his curse status effect and is unblockable because it comes from beneath the player. So it's a breath attack that's unblockable. What is his curse status? Or carries the curse status. What does the curse status do in Dark Souls? I don't play Dark Souls, so I have to look this stuff up. And it can cause instant death once the curse bar is full. After you respawn at the bonfire, your HP is cut in half. Okay, so essentially, however long it takes the curse to really, activate, it will cause instant death. That's good to know. Does it say how long it takes for that to activate? Raise your mana, resistance, recovery, purging a stone, inflict, get hit by a battle. It doesn't note how long it takes to do that. I'm guessing maybe about a minute's worth. I'm guessing. Let's see. Pauses and unleashes a breath attack from the player's left and right. Heavy damage to the left. Okay, heavy damage to the left. There's a space between Seath and the Grimmergy crystals. Minor side, he's got minor tail lashes, primarily tail lashes. Lashes and swipes with 3 short falls. Bends down and swipes to the left. So basically just swipes, physical attacks. Nova style arena of effect crystals wave attack centered on himself. This can be dodged easily by backing off some paces. Deals heavy physical and curse damage if the player is not fast enough to get out of range. So it's a limited area attack, but it could be very dangerous. Let's see, strategies in the Duke Archive. When you encounter Seath for the first time, he regenerates all damage dealt. Do not waste arrows. So he regenerates damage. He can regenerate his damage to some degree. In the Crystal Cave, melee. Using this method, you can take damage. Faith tank. Using this method, you can tank everything he can. Okay, this is just giving you the tail cut. To cut off the tail, it's necessary to deal an amount of damage. Okay, so cutting off his tail deals a certain amount of damage to him. That's all nice and dandy. Apparently, he's a skilled, blind, immortal, undead dragon who's gone insane, who has some curse-based powers. So, Dialga versus... Now, Dialga, I'm not going to go over every attack Dialga can learn, but we'll go over all the ones that he can learn naturally. So, things like Dragon's Breath, Scary Face, Metal Claw, Ancient Power, Slash, Power Gem, Metal Burst, Dragon's Claw, Earth Power, Aura Spear, Iron Tail, Roar of Time, and and Flash Can. So let's assume Dialga has been drawn into the world of Dark Souls through some temporal void or something like that. He exists outside of time in his own little universe. So it's actually a pretty logical way for him to be there. And Seath sees the power of this dragon after he's defeated a lot of dragons himself, and he's like, "Oh, I want that power for myself." And he tries to confront and maybe manipulate Dialga. Dialga, though, has pretty much existed since near the dawn of time, basically. Basically, he is time, to some regard, though he's a physical embodiment of it that can die. So Seath is just like, he's trying to manipulate him, things along those lines. Dialga doesn't have any of it, and just, he's going to leave. And, Seath basically says, "Oh, no, you don't." Uses the burst or the breath attack that cannot be blocked. But luckily, he's able to... Dialga, having sensed this, and hold on, give me 1 second to see if he has any attack that might be able to counteract some things here. He does not, which is actually why I don't dig on protection strategies very much. I actually prefer just damage strategies. Though things like Leech Seed I'm pretty fond of. So yeah, things like, okay, I'm going to drain your health a little bit and do a little bit of damage to you. I love doing that in Gen 2 with Johto. She's like, okay, I got a Bellsprout, I got Vine Whip, I got Ingrown, or it was maybe Gen 3, but I got this, but I'm only doing little bits of damage, but between these, you can't hurt me, and I'm doing lots of bit of damage to you. I digress. So maybe he senses the attack coming and does Metal Burst, essentially. It's an attack that retaliates in much greater force against the opponent than last inflicted on it. So, but it's more just Metal Burst to kind of counteract the effects and give him some time to move. So now they're scoring off in the fight. Now, Seath has several advantages over Dialga. Seath, for example, is a dragon who actually has arms. So Dialga does not have arms. He's a 4-legged dragon. So he can grapple and actually, physically tussle with an opponent a lot easier than Dialga can. Also, he's probably a lot smarter. He is, a dragon with sentience, can talk to humans. He's insane, but he can do that. He does his own experience. He has sorcery on his side as well, which is something Dialga doesn't have. But Dialga has the fact that he is pretty much the lord of all freaking time. So, they're going to start off the battle. Dialga throws a Dragon's Breath. They do breath weapons, counteract each other. Seath comes in, just starts to, wail on Dialga a bit. Just boom, boom, boom. But Dialga's both Dragon and Steel typing would negate negate a solid part of the physical damage, though he'd still be hurt because he's still a dragon versus a dragon. Now, Seath again is trying to use that, or goes for the, what was it called? 1 second here. The Nova style arena of effect crystal wave attack centered on himself because they're close by. Dialga uses earth power. Basically, he makes the ground or under the target erupt with power. And as he basically erupts, the power basically gets enveloped in molten earth more or less, and just poof, so the crystals. He gets singed, but he's more or less immortal. I imagine though he's immortal by being ageless, not the sense that he can be killed, seeing as you can defeat him. And then Dialga basically starts to come in with one of his roar times, which essentially is a hyper beam, meaning it will do God knows how much damage on the grounds that you cannot attack next turn because you got to recharge. So he just roars down. But as the attack is described, the user blasts the target with power that distorts even time. So that's power, as far as I know, Seath doesn't have. So he roars. Now Seath tries to get away, but he suddenly feels himself kind of distorted, like he's not moving correctly. He's like moving fast and slow fast. It's like, what's going on? It's distorting time itself. And the blast hits him, but doesn't hit him completely down because he is still able to get him partially out of the way. But he gets hit on the side, goes basically flipping, just and then blasts into a canyon wall or whatever they are. He gets up. Now his whole right side's just effed. It's just effed at this point. And he's not just angry. He's also freaked the fuck out. It's like, what the hell was that technique? The hell? So now in Dialga, still recharging again. Now he's just pissed. Now he just again does the breath weapon, in which Dialga cannot avoid this time. He gets hit. So now he's got the curse on him. So now it's a matter of, can Dialga take him out before the curse takes him out? So again, I'm guessing about a minute's worth. Maybe you can again, never played Dark Souls, so I don't know for certain. But a minute sounds game-wise, and forget that. Just making sure I don't have a lot of spit in my mouth because I'm talking a lot, and therefore it'll make me go like this. So I've never played Dark Souls. From a video game standpoint, having a minute, assuming you can't keep the curse at bay with maybe items and stuff, makes sense in my head from a video game standpoint, a minute or two at most. So Dialga being beyond normal plane of existence, can tell that something's wrong. He's not feeling. He can tell that I need to take this guy out fast, or otherwise I'm done. So he comes in, does an aura sphere, which is pretty much Lucario's signature move, but it's basically an energy sphere. So just blast, just boom. The attack apparently never misses, and as it says, it never misses. It's got 100% accuracy. It's got even beyond 100% accuracy now. Now that I look at it, it never misses. So Seath again gets hit, but unfortunately, Dialga's starting to weaken. Still hurts, but he gets hit. So, and now they're just kind of starting to. Seath is now just pissed. I'm sure Seath has more powers that I'm probably not aware of right now. But I went to the official wiki, and that's basically all they really gave me. Let's see here. Seath the Scaleless. Is there anything else here? Dark Souls wiki that maybe I can look up after him. Because here's the thing. If he's got other attacks, crystal breath. And that's the breath weapon that gives the curse. Final variation, instead of throwing his head completely back, since winds it. Oh, okay. Crystal explosion. Curls up, runs for the hills, create distance. Okay, yeah, that's the one that's the close range one. And the rest of them are just, from the way I can tell. I mean, he can summon. What can he summon? No, it's nothing. So yeah, he's just got some crystal weapons and stuff like that. He's a dangerous foe, no doubt, but still. So Dialga again is throwing some aura spheres because he knows those will hit because they're pretty much impossible to dodge. They never miss. And Seath is getting tagged, but he again comes in, grabs Dialga, it's like I will not go. You will go. So he's just gone crazy at this point. He's about to basically do again that point blank range attack, and Dialga can sense too. Like, I don't got much time left, so he just point blank roars at time, and basically the attacks happen simultaneously. But given the fact that we have time distortion on Dialga's side, his attack's the one that actually makes it through, while Dialga is able to somewhat avoid the attack from Seath. And, he basically gets rendered by time itself at that point. Or whatever the effect would be. And Dialga's there, just, he's dying, or at least he's almost dead. But then, we'd have, Arceus comes out and just like, oh, are you okay? It's like, oh, hold on. Using his ghost powers, because he can become a ghost type, he just like, sorry, I just took that curse out, because, ghost types, like, oh, thank you. It's like, yeah, no problem. and then just, leaves. And then Dialga goes home. So I do think Dialga wins the fight. The reason I say that, and here's the thing, when looking at Seath the Scaleless, I'm like, ooh, Dialga might be screwed here. But Dialga he has, as far as I can tell, Seath doesn't have any sort of time manipulation powers. If he had time manipulation powers, I mean, again, that's as far as I can tell, I probably would have given it more to him. But as far as I can tell, he does not. So, because the attack that Dialga can throw, Roar of Time, basically is a straight out time distortion effect, and distorting time can fuck up anyone's day, really. Sorry, I'm just checking all my quick text here. It can just fuck up anyone's day, even someone as powerful as someone like Seath. I would imagine that he would have a hard time trying to counter something like that, and even a harder time dealing with the repercussions of that. And if there's a point-blank scenario, which I would predict there would be coming to it, because especially, 1 second, my girlfriend's just asking me a question. Then yes, I would imagine that Dialga ultimately would be the victor due to just the fact that he actually has a lot of different varying attacks, not just his time distortion abilities, but the fact that his main attack is a time distortion attack, and is just a supremely powerful, just destructive force. And it would probably come down to a point blank end all be all scenario. And the fact that while Dialga is technically still a living being, he's a being who is technically on a godlike status in some regard. He is the Pokemon that controls time and runs time, basically. So ultimately, I would go with that. I do have to go with Dialga. Now, that said, though, if Seath were in his right mind, which, to be fair, if he starts getting shit kicked out of him, I don't think he would be based on the description. But if he were in his right mind, he could just wait out the curse and let Dialga die from the curse, it's just another possibility. I just think with enough hits, it wouldn't really matter. I think he would. I think Dialga would be the one who wins. So percentage-wise, that's a tough one. Because there's a very reasonable scenario where Seath just curses him, waits out the curse, and lets him die. That's just it. I'll go 70% of the time for Dialga, but 30% of the time for Seath. And 30 is the minority. It is the lesser because Dialga wins the majority. But don't think that means it's small. That's a solid chunk right there. But anyway, that's my opinions on that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm gonna pre-recording my Wednesday tomorrow's basically Wednesdays who would win and what if later today. So you'll see me in the same outfit. But it'll be Wednesday. Plus, I'm not going to do the reviews until I'm done at least with Jessica Jones Season 1. But I expect some reviews for the Netflix series. Like, dude, that's been out for... Yes, I know I don't have Netflix. I am that one asshole in the world who does not have Netflix. That's not true. There's plenty of people who actually don't have it. I know people who don't have it. But I'm one of those people who doesn't have Netflix. So I've never had a chance to watch the Marvel stuff. I had it for a few days... 2 Christmases ago. If anyone of you has been paying attention to the channel, you know what happened 2 Christmases ago. So when I was starting to watch Daredevil and I was really getting into it, I'm like, the thing happened. So I kind of just, and then that was a trial run. So yeah, ultimately didn't work out. But yeah, because my girlfriend has Netflix, we're actually now binging all the Marvel stuff, and we'll be binging other stuff later on. So ultimately, yes, I will be doing reviews of those. I'm going to at least wait till after Jessica Jones Season 1, though, and then I'll do a review of both Daredevil Season 1 and Jessica Jones Season 1. I will say this right now, though. I loved Daredevil Season 1, loved it. And I'm enjoying Jessica Jones. I'm having a bit more issues with Jessica Jones. Nothing serious, but I am having a couple more issues with Jessica Jones. But I'm enjoying Jessica Jones. I'm very much enjoying Jessica Jones, but I'm not enjoying it as much as Daredevil right now. And we're going to go chronologically. So next will be Daredevil Season 2, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, Punisher. Excuse me. Then, it was Luke Cage Season 2, Jessica Jones Season 2, whichever one. And then Iron Fist Season. That's a lot. And then Daredevil Season 3 is coming out pretty soon. So there's that as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next.